everybody, how's it going today? Ian back here with you, Entertainment Examiner. Hey, I haven't done a movie review in a long time, but I'm going to be doing one for you now. I'm going to jump in to all of the discussion on the new Halloween movie that is directed by David Gordon Green and co-written by comedian Danny McBride, which I thought was an interesting choice when I heard that a few months ago. This movie is just called uh, Halloween, which is interesting. It's not because it doesn't sound like a sequel because that's what the original is called. So okay, we'll go with that. This movie picks up 40 years later, which it is 40 years since the original John Carpenter's classic came out in 1978. Laurie Strode, again played by Jamie Lee Curtis, has been traumatized for 40 years because of what Michael Myers did to her and her friends. And she has prepared herself extremely well with a booby-trapped house and guns and everything else to until the day Michael escapes or sets himself free, in which he does. We meet two reporters who visit Michael at Smith Grove Institute, where he is being held, and they go subsequently to visit Laurie Strode in her home, which is, as I said, like kept secret in the woods, and nobody knows where it is. So, and then of course there's a bus accident when they're transporting Michael, and he gets set free and wreaks havoc, and Laurie has to take down Michael once and for all with the help of her daughter, played by Judy Greer, and also her granddaughter. Now, I had issues with this movie. There's a lot I liked about it, but there's a lot I didn't like about it. The thing I liked the most about it was Jamie Lee Curtis. Her portrayal as this extremely traumatized woman who's had this, horrible event happen to her in her life and never been able to shake it, and raised her daughter under these kinds of protective circumstances, I thought, was extremely well done and really the heart of the movie and what made it so great. Jamie Lee Curtis gives an amazing performance again as Laurie, and she wasn't in enough of the movie for me. I think the whole movie should have been about her, but once Michael escapes in a similar way he did to the original 1978 film, he wreaks havoc and finds victims along the way to kill. And while you want to see all that in a slasher type film, which this series has become, I found that the movie didn't really bring anything new. There was a lot of like callbacks and references to the first Halloween, and while I can appreciate those to a certain extent, I felt like there was too much. There was somebody with a sheet on, like a ghost sheet in the corner, which is a reference to the original. And there was, there's so many. There's even a reference to Halloween 3. There are three kids walking down the street during Trick or Treat, and they have the three Halloween 3 masks on, which Halloween 3 didn't even have anything to do with the series. It's since become kind of a classic on its own merits. But I thought that was an interesting choice. And, Michael bumps into kids like he did in the original. There's Michael hiding behind a tree, like he hid behind the bush in the original. And it felt like they were using so much from the 1978 original that there was nothing really that they were bringing new to the film. And I was very sad to see that, because I think that at the original John Carpenter's original Halloween, it's one of the best horror films ever made. It's completely atmospheric, beautifully done, still super scary to this day. Now, in saying that, I think that the ending of this film worked extremely well, where Michael and Laurie finally have their big confrontation, and it's a really well done sequence, and I was excited for that. And the movie kind of had more of a definitive ending than the other films did, which I thought helped, because all horror movies, there's a sequel. You can see the sequel coming a mile away. And this movie, I wasn't really sure. So I like that about it. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 4. I'm going to give it a B, I think. A B minus. there was just so much non-originality. There's even a bathroom kill, which there's a bathroom kill in one of the sequels. Now I can't remember which one, but I definitively know there was a bathroom kill where somebody's in the stall and Michael goes after them. And I'm like, okay, well I've seen that before. And in a lot of these sequences, I'm like, seen that. Oh, that was in the original. That was in the original, and I appreciate like callbacks to an extent, but there were just too many. And why don't you make your own unique film? Why even ignore Halloween 2 from 1981, which was a direct sequel to Halloween, like picked up that same minute that the first one ended. It's a really good movie. So why not even include that one if John Carpenter is going to be involved in this one? Because this one just throws every sequel out the window. It's a sequel to the 1978 original. There's no Halloween 2 through Resurrection or even, the Rob Zombie remakes that he did. So that's my review for Halloween. The one thing I did want to tell you guys is that one of the coolest box sets I own is this Halloween 15 disc from Scream Factory. This is one of the best box sets. It has every Halloween movie from the original to Rob Zombie's 2 he did. And it's got special features like crazy. There's even a newly recorded one on H2O that Jamie Lee Curtis and Steve Miner did, moderated by Sean Clark, which is really cool. So yeah, this is if you're a fan of this long-running franchise and you want a definitive box set, this is the one to get. It even has the producer's cut of Halloween 6. So anyway, Halloween is out now in theaters, rated R. I recommend it for fans of the franchise, but if you are a fan of the franchise, I think a lot of it will be very frustrating for you because there was so much just not original about it and not interesting. And even the one interesting kind of aspect involving the psychiatrist was kind of silly and thrown away, and it was, I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought about Halloween down in the comments. Did you like it? Did you think it honored the original or just copied it like I kind of did? So anyway, let me know what you guys thought. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.